Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 2 of 16 here for the Formula Racing League, coming to you live from Baku, and it is a lovely sunny Sunday afternoon for qualifying. We've literally just got into the action, you haven't missed much. We are on board with Biluk as he's going to show us how to do a flying lap in the Force India. Coming down this very, very long home straight. You get a lot of DRS down here, so you're going to see some overtaking down into turn 1 as he's coming up to it now. A little bit unstable, but in he goes, diving through a lot of not 90-degree turns in this track, but doesn't mean there's no good racing. You won't see much contact in turn 1. It's turn 2. This one here is where you're going to see a lot of issues on that opening lap. Concertina effect is going to be huge. Second DRS straight now as you go down towards turn 3. He's got a little bit of traffic ahead of him. Hopefully on these traces it's going to give him a nice bit of slipstream. Just in front of him is actually Noosa, the winner last time out. It's going through turn... Oh, there's a bit of a wall there through turn 4. Coming up down towards turn 5 and 6, the chicane. Just hanging off the apex there, but he still gets it in. Noosa's getting out his way now as he's heading now down towards the tricky turn 7. Nice and wide, so if you have to dive down the inside, at least you've got a bit of space. And now you come into the castle. This is where we're going to see some issues. Getting through it cleanly. Necromonopod getting out of the way, and so is FSK. Don't know if there's a coming together between those two. Out of turn 12, and now you get through what I've nicknamed Baby Ping Pong, because if you have a bit of front wing damage, you're really going to struggle through these series of corners. Coming up now, down towards turn 15. Don't hit the wall as you just did on the inside there. You can lose a little bit of wing. Downhill now, down towards turn 16. And get that open as you go up through what is known as Ping Pong. You got the left. And it's basically just a high-speed chicane. Again, if you've got front wing damage, that wall on the left is going to cost you a tyre. And the entire race, or qualifying as it stands. Now DRS, whole way down here. The pit entry is actually quite tricky if you get the speed ever so slightly wrong, because you'll just fly into the wall. And there you go, so Biluk setting a opening time of 38.7 on those ultra softs. Got a big mixed bag here today of tyres. Obviously, as you can see, people are on the ultras. We've got the supers and the softs here with us. And we've got a few laps going in of some very off the pace. Noosa obviously backed out of his lap to let Biluk through. Noosa, as I say, is winner last time out in Australia, followed by Jumboy and FSK. That was only the first race, so I'll give you one guess who's topped the championship. You don't really need to tell you. Because F1 2018 is coming so soon, we've only got 18 races in this calendar, but 16 races, sorry. Hopefully that just means the action is more condensed. Let's just go on board with Jumboys. He's coming up to this ping pong on the slightly harder tyres, or the hardest tyres we've actually got. You can see how close he gets to the wall there. And as I mentioned, if you've got just a bit of front wing damage, you have to actually brake through these corners sometimes. And they can be really treacherous. He's coming into the pits. Let's see how he handles that pit entry. Does it nice and cleanly. As I say, if you get that speed ever so slightly wrong, you are going into that wall, and that is the end of everything. Rainbow Road. He'll be hoping we won't be nicknaming any corners after him today. He has one currently named after him in France. I believe it's turn 10, the long right-hander after the back straight, or second pass to the back straight. And he seems to be, yeah, he's in mode 0, so he's just easing it around at the moment. We've had the opening gambit, so sitting top of the tyres, you can see he's Biluk, followed by Slash LP on the soft tyres, so he's done well to get it that high. We'll be hoping that's just the banking. We'll be coming out again later on a slightly softer compound to try and beat that. Behind them you've got Kapil, Roy, Lufcon, Noosa and Necromonopug. Noosa and Necromonopug backing out of their laps quite a lot, as you can see. Noosa does a 46, that's still very slow considering Slash LP's done a 39 on the softs. Noosa's Aussie not got it working today. Rainbow Road is going to start a flying lap then. Oh no, he's finished flying lap. He's on a 47.6. So very off the pace here. I appreciate that it is only an opening lap, but maybe that little laggy you can see him just having there has cost him a bit of time. He does appear to be on another one, but we will have a quick look. Necromonopug's Pug's done 2 laps. He's done a 39.4 on his second. He's in mode 0, so he's on his way into the pits. Just coming out with Guy FSK, he's just coming now down towards the end of the lap to start his flying lap. Yeah, so we had a good start. Let's hope these guys at the bottom can put some decent times and make this qualifying nice and tight. Yeah, I do quite enjoy this track. It's not my favourite. It's very rewarding when you get it right because quite a lot of time people are going to get it wrong. The walls are close, but not as close as Monaco, and it often gets compared to that because they're both street circuits. They've both got very enclosed areas. But at least with Azerbaijan, if you make one small mistake, it's not your race over. You just touch the wall maybe, and they do have a little runoff areas at the end of corners to give yourself a little bit more room if you make a big mistake, like a lock-up going into the corner. It's going to be hard to turn the car around, however, but because you're going to have to reverse back out onto the track. And it's going to be one of these races that I would be surprised if we finish in double figures with the amount of drivers. I've seen races that have full grids and finish with 8 or 9 or even 7 at times in league races, not just open lobbies. So it's going to be interesting to see come the race. FSK is one of the fastest drivers out here, and he'll be hoping that he can start at the front and avoid any issues. It's not going to be, as I said earlier, it's not going to be turn... Ooh, big bit of off steer there. It's not going to be turn 1 that's going to cause the issue, it's going to be turn 2. Because turn 1's so big, you've got a lot of extra space. It's when it gets really narrow going through turn 2. And you've only just got wide with about 3 cars on the exit, with about 5 cars on the way in. So we're going to see how they handle that come the race. We've got just over 9 minutes left of the session, so people don't have too much to worry about, but it is a long lap. As you can see, the times are at 1:38, so people are going to be looking to leave with about 2 minutes, and Merge has gone already. That's sector 1. Has he lost that into the wall? We'll find out in a moment. FSK coming down the home straight. See what time he can set. He's then off the accelerator there. He's done a 41, pretty much 41 dead. See if we can find any damage in the wall from Merge's little accident in sector 1. Sector 1 and 2 have picked up a yellow as well, but didn't see any damage on outside of turn 2, which is what I was expecting to see it. Is there a bit of damage in that wall maybe? Yeah, so Merge is out. He will not be qualifying from that far back, and he's likely to be starting at the back of the grid. He's definitely going to be starting on the last row, that is for sure. So let's have a look who else. Willock is on another outlap. Kapil is coming to start a flyer by the looks of that, yeah. John Boy then, P2 last time out in the Renault. He is on a flying lap, he's on the softs. So he's going to be hoping to sort of put it in the same sort of region as Nick and Noosa. Obviously under the 140s would be good for him. Some yellow flags going through the sector. Hopefully that's not an issue in front of him. It's just cars going a little bit slow. Jumbo using all the track on their way out. Now come up through Ping Pong, see how he goes on these soft tyres. Keeps it out the wall. Alpha Blue's retired in sector 2. I suspect that might be damage if you've retired in sector 2. And he's coming up to the line now, Jumbo. He's going to be... see what he does. He does 140, so respectable time there from him. It's very similar to his championship rival in Noosa, but he now needs to get back to the pits and see if he can go faster than that. That's what happens if you try and use that runoff area. Slash LP is actually seemingly stuck. He needs to reverse onto the track from there. I think he's going to try and reverse onto the track from there. Yes, he is. Obviously, you've got to wait for there's a space, but he's out and about once again. Currently, that's an outlap actually. He's done that mistake on turn 2 on the outlaps. His tyres were very cold, and hopefully that's not going to spook him for the race. I'm not sure what he's doing actually. Maybe he's just checking the runoff areas are still there. It's the only thing I can think of. Right, Necromonio Pug in the Red Bull, coming up to Castle on the soft tyres. His previous best was the super soft, so he can beat it. Obviously, Slash LP's done a 139.1, so there is the pace there on the softs if you can make use of it. So Necromonio Pug was on the super softs when he did his original time, so he's going to have to try and find something if he wants to move up. Coming now down towards the end of the second sector. And that's not going to give us a nice split time. That's useful. Just a few corners to go now for him. 20 corners on this track, although you wouldn't really classify this as a corner, but it is. It's just a little kink in the straight, really. And he's not going to beat his best. Looks like he's going the pits. Yep. Judges it to perfection. So let's have a look who else is currently out on a flyer. Sasha P, is he going to finally do a lap without going off? I think he might. Roy is up there with his teammate at the front. So good starting position for the Force Indias. Roy, he's actually on an in lap at the moment. Or maybe a secondary prep lap. He's done one lap already on those tyres. Let's have a look. King Buzzo down at the bottom. Just really needs a time and he'll be guaranteed to move up a place. As he's coming up towards Baby Ping Pong on the super soft tyres. Should have enough grip to go through here and they should be warm. He's getting close to that wall. It's neatly taken through the turn 15. Just a handful of corners to go now for him. This is starting to quiet down in terms of people jumping. As you're getting towards 4 minutes left of qualifying, you want to be leaving with about 2 minutes left on the clock if you're in the pits at the moment. And that's a wall there for King Buzzo. Not picked up any damage by those things. You can still see those elements at the front still there. That angle's not going to tell you anything. So he is going to set a time, and it actually jumps up quite substantially. Now, if he didn't hit that wall, he could be on the front row. In fact, if he didn't hit the wall, he might even be at the very front on those super softs. That is a cracking time from King Buzzo. He would have lost a fair bit of speed just touching that wall, considering how fast you are going at that point. So he needs to get in the pits as soon as possible. If you can get another set of super softs on, he might be able to clinch pole. Sasha P has other thoughts at the moment, and so is Anuso. He's done it on the super softs. He's done a 38.5. Sasha P is coming in the pits, and he won't be going for another fly lap. JJS, he's on the ultra softs as well. Obviously, in terms of strategy, the ideal strategy, obviously, with most races is the one stopper, and I've got it down for a super soft strategy, or soft super soft, either works. But you can, if you feel like you can make your tyres last, the ultra soft strategy is there, but you'll be running both tyres to the very end of their life, and if you just light up the rears just a handful of times, you'll probably lose that, and it'll probably only work for the man else up front because you'll have free air. But JGS, there you go, 38.1, sorry, taking a provisional pole, and we've got 2 minutes 45 left on the clock. That might be JGS thinking about being done, unless he's going for another cool down lap and get in and get out again, sorry. So King Buzzo is on an in lap. Yep. Let's have a look down the grid. Kabil is on the coming up to turn 7. He's definitely not on a flying lap. Easing it through those corners. And that's Delby. Necromaniac Pug is just on the exit of turn. Oh, that was 4. He is on the super softs, is Necromaniac. If you're hoping to get up to where his teammate is at the very front of the grid. And so we've got less than 2 minutes to go, so if you are still in the pits, you are probably done for the day. See, King Buzzo is not coming out. Roy has retired, he's happy with his time. FSK jumping up there to P3. Let's have a look further down. There's a jump up there, I didn't see who it was, but someone jumped up. Nakamura Pike coming up to the end of the second sector. He's on the ultra softs to say, so he'll be hoping to get up to the front. If not the very front, Noosa has retired. He's happy with his time, he's on the 38.5. Or 38.6 pretty much. Noosa then coming up to the line. He'll get another attempt if he feels he's got anything left in the tyres, or any... Well, he's not got any fuel left, that's for sure. And he does, he clinches pole. He's done a 37.93. First man in the 137s. But can he beat him? I just saw King Buzzo retire from the session. That was an interesting call. So let's see. JJS, where is he? He's coming into the pits. FSK coming into the pits. Billick is on a flyer. Lufcon is not on a flyer. Or maybe he is. He's just easing his ERS. He might get a chance for another lap. In fact, I think he will. He's got to be very quick to get to the line. Slash RP has just started a flying lap. JGS has retired. He's done for the day. See where Kapil is. Kapil has just gone through Castle. He's up on his best, but only just. Delby's retired. He's had enough. Let's see, where's Jumboy? He's currently going through 5 and 6. Rainbow Road is just ahead of him, so Necromorph Puck is done, that's for sure. FSK is out of fuel. Billick is had enough. I think that's what he's trying to say, I've had enough. Lifcon has just finished, he's in P6 in stands, and so there's only a handful of people left that can beat him. Slash LP is one of them. Jumboy is there. Rainbow Road is just in front, so we'll stick with Rainbow Road, see what it is. Kapil's coming across the line any moment. He's jumped Slash LP. Rainbow Road is going to be the next man to cross the line. He's coming through the ping pong. Unlikely to be able to take top, but he should threaten the top people. And so will Jumboy, the man just behind him. It's on 36, 37, he's not going to get up to the top. Should hopefully improve. He does, and only jumps Jumboy, who comes across the line, gets it P5. One man left then, Slash LP. Has he got anything left to jump up there? He knows that he has the pace to put it up near where Jumboy's just put it. But has he done it? He does. That looked like P4. That was P4 there for Slash LP. So great qualifying at the P3 even, sorry. P3 for Slash LP, great qualifying for him. So I have a quick rundown of the final qualifying results for you shortly. I say shortly, it's when they move on. There we go. So there you go. Necromorph Pug taking the pole from JJS, Slash LP, Noosa, FSK, Jumboy, Bullock, Lufcon, Roy and King Buzzer Renegade, your top 10. So obviously they all start on those tyres they've done their qualifying on, so most of them will be on the super softs, but there's a handful of ultras in there. And then from P11 they choose what tyres they want, so you've got Kapil, Alpha, Delby, Rainbow Road and Merge. Obviously Merge not putting in time, having some issues on his out lap, I believe, or flying lap. So there you go, Necromorph Poker will start at the front, his teammate only a handful of places behind him, and that will bring in some, hopefully that might bring in some exciting racing with the faster boys behind on the longer lasting tyres. Hopefully they can just hold on to the back of the softer tyres and keep on them until they have to make a pit stop. Obviously ultra softs can do a one stop, but it is really down to the driver and how well they manage those tyres. I'd say I'd be surprised. It has happened. They can make them last, but I mean if there's a hint of rain then that will change everything. But I believe it's mostly going to come down to Noosa and not Kapil, because Kapil's just left the session. Noosa and Jumboy and FSK, they'll be the three fastest people. We saw it last season, we've seen it this season. So we don't know what they can deliver on race day. So, get a formation up underway with. Just get some detail up. So there you go, you can see confirmation of the tyre. So everyone outside the top 10 will be starting on the super softs. So only 3 people on the ultra softs. That's Necromorph Pug, JJS, and Billock. Well, I'll just call him Luke. So they're obviously going to be stopping quite early on. I mean, if they can get it to lap 8, that would be ideal. But I suspect they'll be stopping after probably 5 or 6 laps. Again, it all depends on the driver. Ignore people getting disqualified as always. Baz will be starting at the back anyway. He joined midway through the qualifying, but at least he's here. So Necromorph is just making sure the barriers are still there by the looks of things. Just nudging his tyres, making sure they are fully on his axles. That's the only reason I can think of in the walls. And we'll get ourselves racing. As you can see, 26 laps of this race. And it's looking sunny, so hopefully that means it's going to be a dry race. Although a nice bit of rain towards the end could really spice things up a little bit. As we just wait for all the drivers. Necromopug's managed to put out a 10-second lead. Do you think he knows it's a formation lap? 11.5 seconds. He's really going to hamper himself when he gets to the line because he's going to be so far ahead of everyone. His tyres are going to be stone cold by the time they all catch up. As he's just got off the accelerator now and just going to drift it in by the looks of things. So that's an interesting call. Ooh, bloody hell. So that's an interesting call then from Necromopug to go that quickly on a formation lap. I mean, yeah, that's got some heat in while you're on the lap, but you're going to be sat here for a fair amount of time now, waiting for everyone to get themselves on the grid. Delby's going to be the last man to take up his place, and we can get ourselves racing. As red lights are going. 5 red lights. Oh, double jump starts. And away they go. 2 people having jump start. That's a terrible start for them. Alpha Blue emerged jump starting. And they're all cleanly away. A little bit of bumping through their first corner. That's a Renault going sideways, keeping it on the track. All cleanly through. Except for Paz, who had a severe collision. And that's... who's that in the wall? That's the Toro Rosso. JGS has hit the wall on the exit of turn 2, and he's dropping back places. He's dropped 3 places already. Jumbo's dropped 4. Capilla and Alpha Blue are dropping like flies as well. They are right at the back. And we've got side-by-side action into... oh, it's just squeezing in. Billick is all over the back. Another Toro Rosso all over the place. That's King Buzzo. Billick sliding down the inside of Noosa. Has a little bit of contact. And Noosa is going to hold this place for now. Billick is right there. Is he going to send it down the inside here? He has a look. Thinks better of it for now. As his teammate is right behind as well. This isn't a place where you try and go too wide, that is for sure. Oh, that's... Luke's all over the place through Castle. And he's put it in the wall. That's almost saying, I've had enough of this already. As he's dropped right back. And Roy is quite happy that he's out of the way. And Willick is dropping the whole way back. He's 13th now. And... I'll have a look at him in a moment. I suspect he's got some serious damage on that car now. But Lufcon all over the back of Roy. Is he going to get the good drive out the final few corners? Will we see any retirees on the first lap at Ping Pong? Or Lufcon's getting close. He's got some slipstream on Roy. Is he going to go for a move down into turn 1? I think he might make a move before he even gets to turn 1. As there's movement going on behind him. Jumboy is going past King Buzzo. Lufcon has the slipstream, switches it back to the outside. And some people diving into the pits there. They go 3 wide behind, through turn 1. Oh, getting squeezed out there. Let's go ball with Rainbow right behind this battle. Is Jumboy looking down the inside? No, he's not. So King Buzzo defending like a king. As we've got 3 pittings. Paz has retired from session in the pit lane. I think as I said, that is enough. Capil, I don't think even started the race. Jumbo's all over the back of King Buzzo. Lufcon's dropped off the back then of Roy. Just what a warning, ignore the times until the end of the second lap. They don't tend to tell you much at this point. We'll have a quick look up, see if Noosa, actually, after that, Noosa is quite far off the back then of JJS. JJS Aussie on these Ultra Softs. We just flip onto the tyres. As Necromopug's gone! He's lost it at Castle. Race leader is out of the race. He is going to be absolutely devastated. That is Castle claiming a victim for the day. And this is what the issue is around these tracks. The walls are so close. You make one mistake like that, it can be all over. So Slash RP is your new race leader. And Necropug losing this front left bar. Looks at things going through Castle. Let's move up then to Sasha P. He's under pressure a bit from FSK, a bit far back there, so don't expect to make any moves this time round. Let's go back to Jumboy. He is trying to find a way past King Bozo. King Bozo gets a terrible drive out. He's hit the wall. Still going. He must have picked up some damage there. That was a hefty hit. And yeah, he's coming into the pits. Nekoropak has left the session. I'm not surprised. He's going to be absolutely furious. So if King Bozo can slow it down just, I thought he was going to hit the wall there. So Jumboy taking advantage of King Bozo's mistake and moves himself up. But still battling in front, you got Roy and Lifcon as the times are starting to sort themselves out as people cross the line. Side DRS then for Lifcon. Up front you've got a close battle as well. FSK and Sasha P getting quite close together. So a quick flip up to there then. See if FSK is going to make a move at any point. Or is he going to hold on to the back of Sasha P for now? So coming up towards this. Oh, that's contact. That is contact and a half. FSK looking to try and go round the outside into Castle. That is not where you see people overtaking. And I just wonder if FSK picked up a bit of damage from that. That was a hefty hit. I can't see any damage on that front right. I mean, if they could drive a little bit slow, I could see it. But no, it looks fine to me. But I suspect FSK is going to have him here on the home straight. Just needs to get the drive out these corners and hold onto the back of him through the ping pong. Bills managed to get back in the session, but I think it might be too little too late for him, as he hasn't even got a car. So FSK is now going to get that DRS. He's right there, he's in mode 4. Sasha P is in mode 3. He's going to have the drive. He's got the slipstream, got the DRS, pulls out. Going to take the inside into the first corner, but I think he might be even past. Before then, he is. And Sasha P doesn't even have a look back at him. As JGS has pitted. Lufon setting the fastest lap. As he got past Roy there as well. So, great overtake then for Lufon. He's up into P4. Jumboy's on the back of Roy. Roy could lose another's place here. And just behind him, you've got Rainbow Road. Jumboy's got DRS. He's going to look down the inside. He's in mode 0, so he's not really making an attempt to overtake here. He's just trying to hold on to the back and save up some fuel, save up some ERS for the home straight, which is where it's going to be crucial to dump as much of it as possible if you want to make a move and make it stick. Luke has set the fastest lap, down in 13th, but he's still going fast. So let's stick with this battle with Jumboy and Roy. Rainbow's just dropped off the back, so he's still there, only a second behind. Going through Castle once again. Roy a little bit out of shape by the looks of things. Jumboy can't make anything of it just yet. But he needs to keep that gap to around about half a second if he wants a chance on the home straight. But crucially, Roy, if he gets close to Lifcon, Roy will get DRS of his own, and he might just reel him in before that detection point. And doesn't look like Roy's going to be able to do it unless magical happens in the next corner. No, he doesn't look like he's got there. So, Jumboy then behind Roy. He's got that DRS. He's still in mode 0 actually. He's used up so much DRS to hold on to the back of Roy. He hasn't got anything left to make a move. It's just Roy has less than him though, so that's one thing going for Jumboy as it stands. But Roy's got the gap down to less than a second from Lufcon, so Roy's getting DRS of his own. Meanwhile, FSK is starting to increase the lead over Sasha P. It's up to 1.2 seconds already, as Merge has pitted further down. How many pit stops is that now for Merge? Is that 3 or 4? Oh, it's a second. I thought you had more pit stops than that. Alpha Blue also coming in. Obviously some damage on those cars. The only reason I can think of for stopping that early. The Jumboy's just saving that up. His ERS now. See if he can make a move on Roy later on the lap. He's got to remember that Roy's going to get DRS of his own. So he needs to get up to the back of the Force India. I'll say that, he's now dropped well off the back of Luke Collins, at 1.2 seconds. Oh, big hit wall, that's damage there, you can see from that 14 there, he saw a bit of front wing flying up into Jumbo's face there. Jumbo's going to have to be really careful now, because Roy's going to be slow through these corners with that amount of damage. He's just got to be careful, because Roy's going to have to lift off and possibly brake. He's through it cleanly though. Roy looks like he's going to come into the pits. Jumbo looks like he's coming past and does. Roy doesn't pit, slits in behind. He's got some slipstream. He's not going to make a move down into turn 1. So Jumbo up then to P5 for now. Roy is still there, but Roy does have a heavily damaged front right. As you can see, all the elements are gone. He only just got the end plate. If he has another little accident, he'll be really struggling. Oh, late on the brakes, and that's cost Roy a lot of time there. It's cost him nearly a second actually from Jumbo. As he's now he's back under a second, but he was so far behind. Yeah, King Buzzo is having a second pit already. Obviously, these walls are starting to cost drivers more than time. It is just costing them front wings, and I hope teams have brought extra wings with them tonight because it looks like they're needing them. As Roy's safely navigating through Castle. So obviously he's going to try and make this wing last until probably around lap 10 or 12, where you can get in, get some fresh rubber on. Obviously from there he'll only be able to put the softs on. But then again, that's probably been his strategy the whole time. Another clip of the wall there for him. But he's still hanging around the back of Jumbo. Obviously not within the DRS zone, but he's still there. And Slash LP's brought the gap down to the front to FSK. He's in the DRS zone. Let's have a quick flick up there and see how close those guys are. Slash LP going to get some DRS here. Whether or not he's got close enough to make a move remains to be seen. No, he's well off the back here, but 2 DRS sections on this track. He should have another attempt shortly. We'll just stick with him as he goes through turn 1 into 2. He's still there, but just not close enough to make a move. As that gap is still about half a second. So FSK had that lead up to about 1.5 seconds, but Sasha Beast managed to reel him in. As Merge goes fastest. As he merges on those offshore, so it's kind of expected he'll be setting some fast laps. As we are on lap 7 of 26, still a long way to go in this race. Gaps are starting to form, but we are still got a nice gap at the front as JGS is getting close. And that's a severe oh, that's another severe collision. Roy picked up a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with John Rombo Road. I'm going to have a quick look at that and see what's happening back there. That's Rainbow off track. Did they try and go side by side through Castle and came off terrible? I suspect that's what's happened based on where the accident was. Or did he try and sneak one down the inside? And Rainbow is ghost mode, so has he retired from session? Or left session, because he's got no front wing left. Roy has no front wing left of his own. Let's see how he handles ping pong. Yeah, look at that, he's just getting off the accelerator completely. He's got no front grip going through there. But out front, Slash RP has pissed. He's looking for the undercut there on FSK. Going on to the softs. Interesting to see if he can make those last. I suspect he can make them last to the end. So it's an interesting call though at this point. So is JGS and Delby. Oh, right on the back is JGS. That's where he is. And Delby can feel him breathing down the back of his neck. He's got the DRS, but he's just not close enough at this point. He's going to have a look though. This isn't really a track for last second dives. So there's nowhere to go if you make it wrong. But he's got past the Sauber driver. Up to P5 then for JGS. Sacha P's come out in P7. He's got nice clean air as well. He's got no one behind him really. Luke is 16 seconds behind him, so he's got a 5-second gap to these two. That's a bit of a corner cut there from Delby, but as long as they don't get punished. So Sacha P's going to let's try and set some really quick laps to undercut FSK. Be interesting to see if FSK comes in this lap to cover him off. So let's just have a look at the gaps to leader then. So 26.9, and that gap is coming down between FSK and Slash. 26.8, is he coming in? I don't think he is from this position. No, he's not. He's going to stay out there for another lap or two. Or is he just going to stick to his strategy? Because he knows the only people in front of him are going to be getting out of the way, because they'll be the ones he's going to lap. And they are a good 30 seconds up the field. So John Boy is also pitting. He will come out further down. Let's have a quick look at merge then on Luke. Merge with these Ultra Softs. Luke obviously was quick during the qualifying, and that is not quick, that is out. Luke smashed into the wall there on the outside of Ping Pong. And that's the first victim that one's claimed today. So an easy overtake then for merge. Didn't even get DRS through all of that. They'll be still on the back of JJS. And you see he's just dropping now back. He's outside the 1 second window. JJS on slightly fresher tyres, obviously making them work for him. Rainbow has pitted, he's come out on some Ultra Softs. He'll be looking to set some flying. Jumboy then has come out 7 and a bit seconds behind Slash LP. Oh, that's a big hit at the wall from Delby. Has he got any front wing left? He does, somehow. That was a massive hit. He's lucky to still have 4 wheels on that car. Just can't quite see the front. No, he's actually 100% wing, despite that big clip. He's managed to survive. So that's some strong manufacturing there at Sauber then. Sector 1 with the yellow. Just having a look, see who that is. I don't know who that is. So let's have a quick look at the gaps. The leader then, Sacha P is 26.4. I think as it stands, he might just nick it from FSK. It was about 26.8 earlier on. But then FSK will have the tyres at the end of the race, but he'd have to make a pass. Which is only really easy on the home straight. I mean, there are other places just sending a prayer and hoping for the best on other corners. And Noosa is trying to reel him in as well. Noosa's only 1.9 seconds behind FSK. Noosa the winner last time out in Australia. FSK third. John Boy was in second. Obviously that was only the first round. So Noosa's bringing that gap down. Let's go on board with Noosa and see. He can now see the back of FSK through the corners. John Boy has retired from session. Where's that? Where has he put it? He's there. Outside of turn 4. No. 3. Sorry. Try to work out where it was. So that's a big mistake then from Jumboy. This track has claimed a fair few cars already today. Will it claim any more? And considering we're only in lap 10, Slash RP's gone as well. That is huge as well. Where's that? Is that a car? Where is it? There it is. How's he? It's an interesting place. Looked like he's still driving there. That was Slash RP. Slash RP was second earlier on, closing in on FSK for an undercut. And we've lost 2 potential competitors for the top step of the podium. It's almost now looking like a 2-horse race between Noosa and FSK. Luke Font isn't far behind, don't get me wrong. But has he got the pace to hold it with the big boys? As Noosa is only 1.3 seconds behind FSK now. And we've had 2 big losses in this last lap of Slash RP and Jumboy. Whether or not these 2 know it is a different matter altogether. as that might change their thinking. Well, actually they shouldn't have, because it would have come off their screens. But that will change their thinkings going towards the pit stop window, which are rapidly approaching. Should look to gap to leader, so you can see if FSK pits, he's going to come out comfortably in P6. But probably only a few seconds behind Delby, although Delby starts to pit himself, which is his teammate. And they'll be able to double stop that because the gap is so huge. Just look again. The next person in front is JGS, he's 19 seconds behind FSK. So he'll come out with about a 5-6 second gap to JGS, which shouldn't be too much of an issue. But Noosa has got that gap down to under a second now. He's starting to make these tyres work from a little bit of wobble there on the outside of Ping Pong. As he does have DRS, but looks like potentially FSK is coming in the pits. He is, and Noosa, we're going to have a battle in the pit stops then. We're going to stay with this because this could be the most exciting battle for a while. But I haven't said that. Roy is close to the back of Merge. We'll stick with this and see who comes out ahead. So Noosa is in, both are in. As a front wing change there for FSK. Was that why he was struggling so much? And Noosa's going to take the lead. Lufcon's also in the pits. So FSK's come out in P2. JGS in as well. Delby in as well. So all the front runners are stopping. Let's go on board with Roy. He's on the back of Merge. Although I haven't said that, the battle that could be interesting to watch is up at the front. Lufcon and FSK. Let's just watch this as they go through Ping Pong. Oh, a little bit of touch of the wall from there. Roy should have this comfortably. He does. Let's have a look at Lufcon and FSK. Obviously both on these cold tyres. So whether or not they can make, who can get them turned on first will get the grip at the right time. Lufcon is now having to settle in behind FSK as we come up to the castle section. Place where you should expect overtaking, but you may see it. I think we may have seen it earlier with Luke and Necromaniac Pug having a little coming together. So Lufcon is now starting to fall back a little bit. He's still within DRS zone, but still quite a far way to go to get to the DRS point. As Merge is still on the back of Roy. Although in a similar sort of situation to these guys. He's got the gap to less than a second, but we're not at the detection point yet, which is where it matters. So FSK is, since he's had that front wing in place, he has come out behind Noosa. He's 4.4 seconds behind the race leader. And with no anticipated stopping left, he needs to work out how to get after him. Lufcon has that DRS. He's got on board with him. He's going to make a move. He's closing in. Looks down the inside, sends it down the inside. Wheel to wheel action there. He's still behind him. So they go side by side. He's going to go side by side into turn 2. And he just almost lets FSK through. And DRS again, once again down into turn 3, but nothing he can do with it this time. Except for hit the wall. So we're down to the final 10 drivers. I did say I'd be surprised if we get double figures, and we won't really get double figures. We're only halfway through this race, we've already lost 5 people. I wouldn't be surprised if we lose another 3 or 4. Especially if Lufcon drives like that, we might lose him sooner rather than later. As Noosa's gap out the front is now at 4.8 seconds. Lufcon struggling to hold on to the back of FSK. Does this mean FSK is going to start pulling away and gaining on Noosa? We shall see as we go. Oh, a bit of a corner cut there from Lufcon. Holds it off the wall though, that's what matters. As Merge is on the back of Roy. We'll have a look at that in a moment. Let's just see how these guys handle Ping Pong. Oh, he's just off the wall there, very close. He has got DRS, so he'll be able to close in actually. But will he be able to close in enough to do anything with it? No is the answer to that, quite comfortably no. And the gap behind them is 20 seconds to JGS. They've basically got another pit stop if they need it to him. Lufcon's looking decently close, but just a bit too far back to even think about making a move this time round. Just needs to stay on the back then of FSK. Just use the DRS to save fuel, to save ERS. Save it up for in a few laps time when you can have a charge at him. As Merge has picked up, I think that's the first penalty from corner cutting we've seen today. JGS has gone. Where's that? That is turn 3. Turn 3 claiming second victim of the day. He's just clipped the inside a little too hard and put it into the wall. And along with Jumboy, that's the second person to go on out of that very corner. So, people now starting to move up, getting more and more points as the race goes on. And that's really just separated out the top 3 from everyone else. They've got a 30-second, or 32 seconds between Delby and Lufcon, 3 to 4. Delby hits the wall, he's going to lose a bit more time. And what we can really do with now is a safety car, because that'll just close everything up and make it some nice racing toward the end of the race. Obviously at this point people might start pitting and putting some super softs on, especially if you get a safety car. So Delby is 34 seconds now behind Lufcon. As always with a race like this, the gaps are starting to increase. There's going to be less battles. But Merge is on the back of Roy. Whether or not he's going to be close enough to make a move. As he's got to go down to 0.8 of a second. And Roy's only 2 seconds off the back of Delby. Delby keeps making mistakes up ahead. So as Roy starts closing in, we can see some good battling in the next few laps between these 3. Merge with DRS, but just not actually gaining time really on Roy. Still at 0.9 of a second. Roy's now got that gap down to under a second to the man in front. Doesn't have DRS, but he's close. And Roy is the type of driver that will see a gap and go for it, regardless of where it is. Let's go on board then with Roy. Let's see if he finds that gap and goes for it. This looks like he's going to go for it down into turn 5. Round the inside, then he's got the outside. He's run out of road there. Bit of lag. Delby lags and go through goes Merge. Merge taking advantage of that. Is Roy going to send it down the inside? A little bit of contact there on the rear of Merge. Roy is looking for a gap as Delby is looking for the way home. He looks like he's got some serious issues there. Connection issues. Roy's facing the wrong way. Roy is facing the wrong way. I'm not sure what's happened. He must have lost it on the exit. Delby has had some serious latency issues. He's dropped right back. Because a second ago he was in front of Roy. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Delby retire from session just through lag issues. Let's see if we can see how much damage on the front of Roy. There you go, there's not a lot of front left. Front left. Let's see how he does through ping pong. Crucial corners is when you've got no front wing. Lifts off and keeps out the wall, fortunately. He's going to be coming into the pits because there's no way you can continue with a wing like that. But what's his saving grace is now he can put on some super softs and get some decent laps in while everyone else is on some aging softs. Delby has issues. I think he's possessed by a demon or something based on how he's currently driving. Yes, okay. Let's have a look at Lufcon, who's just over under 2 seconds off the back of FSK. He's going to need to find something to get way past. Although his teammate has now got up to P4, so it's going to be a decent result for the Mercedes boys. Helped by the fact Delby has no real connection to the game. Roy's come out in P7 then, so he's 4 seconds off the back of King Buzzo. Yeah, so it's starting to quiet down now. We're lap 27 of 26. Alpha Blue's still here. Alpha Blue's still here. Rainbow isn't here anymore. Alpha Blue is a little bit off the back then of Roy. How close is Noosa to this slot? Get in there. He's in front of those two. So closing. Wait, he won't close up on Roy now. So Merge does have a penalty from what I can remember. No one else that I think has penalties who are currently left in the race. There's been a few penalties being applied, mostly through contact. But Noosa has a 3-second lead from FSK, who's got 2 and a bit seconds ahead of Lufcon. As we're coming up to Castle, yellow in sector 1. Who's that for? That's for Alpha Blue, who's had another off, and that's another wing he's going to need. Or not, he looks fine actually. There's just too much wing in that wall. I thought he'd lost another wing. So just have a quick look at the amount of stops. So he's done 3 stops, so is King Buzzo. And yeah, so let's go back up then to Lufcon. Oh, a bit off track there, clipping the wall quite hard. And yeah, FSK's really turned it up because he's now got the gap down to 2 and a bit seconds off Noosa. As Delby's dropping back, not too worried about that. Delby's all over the place. There you go, quite literally dropping back. And that's a wall for Delby. Roy's going to have to be careful. Delby's all over the shot. Delby's best thing to do now would be to retire from session. It's just not working for him. He is all over the place with latency, causing drivers other issues. So FSK is down to 2.2 seconds off the back of Noosa. He's got up to 3.2 from the Lufcon behind. And will he have anything left in the tank or in the tyres to make a move? Gap is coming down. What FK doesn't want now is a penalty, which will really hamper him. In fact, none of the front 3-1 penalties, because a 3-second penalty could be the difference between first and second. So Roy is 2 and a bit seconds off the back of King Buzzo. We'll switch to that if that one gets a bit closer. As we are down to 8 drivers here. Correction, 7 drivers here. I spoke too soon. Let's see if we can find out where that is. That's going to be late in the lap, isn't it? Because it was near King Buzzo. Hopefully we won't be seeing that migrating host as well. That's not going to help matters. Hopefully that one's resolved very soon, because that has seen some issues before. As Noosa's still in the lead, but got gap down to 1.5 seconds now as FSK. So let's have a look at Alpha Blue quickly and see if we can see where Roy went off. And nothing as yet. Is it here? Because that's where you went before. No. Alpha Blue, despite his extra pit stops, is still in the race, which is the important part. And as it stands, he's going to get a decent haul of points. Because he can't. He's going to really struggle to finish lower than Rainbow Road, who's an AI. So yellow flags here. Maybe this was where it was. There it is. Big crash then for Roy on ping pong once again. So let's move back up to FSK. We've still got migrating host, which is the worst thing to see this late after it's happened. And yeah, so it'll be interesting to see if we do get rid of the migrating host, or is it unfortunately going to stick. We'll find out potentially at the end of this lap. If Noosa completes the lap and moves on to lap 20, then hopefully there aren't any issues. But this is the problem with no servers in F1. If the host decides, oh, I'm outraged, I'm quitting, we have to wait for a new host to be selected. So Noosa is coming across the line, does move on to lap 20, So hopefully, fingers crossed, we aren't going to have any issues. We had it last season where our entire race was cancelled because we got stuck with the lap counter. So FSK is 1.6 seconds off the back of Noosa as it stands. Where's Rainbow Road? I know he's an AI. He's struggling himself. Not sure what's going on with Rainbow Road. He's all over the place. Okay. Noosa drives straight through him. FSK drives straight through him. So FSK's got that gap down to 1.1 seconds. Lifcon is still hanging around the back of these, so if these two have a little tangle, he's going to benefit from it hugely. But that gap is still at 1.1. He needs to get it under a second, and he's there in the next couple of corners. It's coming down. Is he going to get under that 1 second? Don't expect him to make an attempt unless he gets the best drive in the world off these last few corners. But now that gap is starting to increase. Noosa getting a mighty drive off turn 16. Has increased his gap up to 1.1 now. And FSK can't do anything about it. So he's going to sit in P2 for now. He could potentially get some DRS after turn 2, but he's got to close in. No, he's just unable to close in at the moment. And it's still 1.2 seconds. As always with these races, the action's starting to peter out, but hopefully we'll have some action between these two as the race progresses. It's got that gap down. It's going to flick potentially under a second here, is it? No, it's still holding it a second. Noosa's doing a great job of just keeping that gap to FSK to a second. Now he's got it under a second, but only just under a second at that. But it's one thing to get it just under a second. See, there it goes, just flipped it over a second. That's going to be crucial come the DRS detection line. Will he have it under a second when we get there? I don't think we will. No, because Noosa's just got so much grip through those faster corners. There's the detection line, he hasn't. Still having migration host, hopefully. Let's look at the top speeds, that's interesting. So FSK has slightly more top speed than Noosa. When I say slightly, it's about 3 or 4 miles an hour. So he's quicker on the straights, but slower where it matters, and that's the corners. But now he's got that DRS finally for FSK. Rainbow Road is all over the place still. And FSK is just unable to close in enough. So that King Buzzo is a lap down apparently on merge. Doesn't look like a lap down, but I could be wrong. No, they're both on lap 21. So FSK still on the back of Noosa. These two are going to be battling apparently to the very end. Merge setting the fastest lap, but all he's going to do is cement the P4 for him. He's over a minute behind Lufcon. He's done 3 stops. He's got 4 stops for Alpha Blue further back in 6th. But it doesn't matter how many pit stops you do as long as you finish the race. FSK has that gap down. He's got the DRS. Has he got the pace, though, to make a move? Closing speed is impressive there. But no, unfortunately, he's headed back right off the back of Noosa. Now there you go, DRS is just ineffective for him. So that gap is holding steady at about less than a second now. So this is likely to be the only battle on the track for the rest of the race, unless Lufcon pulls out something magical. As we're on lap 23 of 26, and quite thankful though the migrating host hasn't cost us any issues. Touch wood. Hopefully it won't cost us any issues before the end of this race. Yeah, FSK is still there. So I don't think Noosa's picks up any penalties. I could be wrong. We'll find out though shortly. We're coming to the end of lap 23 of 26. Lufcon's starting to reel these two in as they are battling between each other. But somehow Lufcon needs to find 4 seconds in basically a lap to close in on this battle and try and make a move. FSK then with that DRS. Which way is he going? He's going for the inside. And he has it. He has the race lead. Noosa is hanging around on the outside. He's going to get DRS this time. Looks like Noosa's going to have it. Oh, Noosa's lost the rear end big time. He's hit the wall. He's survived with no damage. How has he managed to survive with no damage? That is a big hit and picking up nothing. So FSK takes hold of the lead on lap 24 of 26 and immediately starting to expand his lead. Obviously Noosa had a little issue on the exit of turn 2. Nothing to do with FSK. Noosa just got the power down a little too keenly, lining up the rears and sending it across the track into the wall. He's lucky to escape any kind of damage, but he is now 1.2 seconds off the back of race leader FSK. Lufcon's hanging on the back of them as well. He's 2.6 seconds behind. But Noosa potentially has a chance of making a move. He's still hanging around that 1 second window. If you can get to under the 1 second window, you'll have some DRS with only a handful of laps to go. It could be crucial. And with such a long DRS, could he make a move on the very far last lap? Apologies. And take the win before the line? I don't think he will, because he's just dropping back off race leader FSK now. Up to 1.2 seconds. Obviously the fastest straight line speed off that Sauber is not helping Noosa. King Buzzer and Alpha Blue are pitted further behind. They'll be trying to set the fastest lap on those Ultra Softs. Let's have a look. They are a lap down, so they might not even get a chance to do it. So Noosa still 1.3 seconds behind FSK. Lufcon 2.7 seconds behind Noosa. Lufcon's got to be hoping Noosa makes a mistake. I mean, even if Noosa makes a mistake, unless he goes out, he's unlikely to finish off the podium with Merge over a minute behind this battle. And with only a lap and a half to go, it's looking like it could be FSK to take the win. Noosa is still there, 1.3 seconds behind. Almost looks like he's resigned to the fact he's going to be P2 and just bringing it home, not really trying to push any more now. The only thing he's got to be careful of is a puncture or just losing the rear at the wrong time. Sector 2 yellow flag. Merge has pitted, he's coming out on some ultra softs. So if Lufcon wanted, he could really pit, but be a bit silly too at this point. As FSK is going to start us on the last lap here on the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. So yeah, Noosa just accepts. In fact, he looks like it's going to be P2, sorry. Lufcon is just over, well, now just under 3 seconds, hanging around that 3-second window to Noosa. Don't believe there are any penalties for the front three. I could be wrong. Hopefully I'm not wrong, because that will change things dramatically if it is one of the front two. Penalties elsewhere won't make much of a difference unless you manage to find 30 seconds of penalties or something. So let's go back up then to race leader FSK. Going to go through Castle for the last time today. He's just got to take it easy now. These tyres are going to start to be hurting a little bit, but hopefully they've got just enough rubber to make it through these fast corners. Noosa has actually found some pace. He's managed to haul in FSK a little bit. It was FSK limping home. Could we see a last minute dive on the final corners? I don't think Noosa's going to be close enough unless he finds half a second through these corners. He's definitely quicker through these corners as Noosa, but I think it's too little too late. It's going to get DRS for all for now at the end of the day. But it's going to be FSK. He's going to bring home the win here. The Formula Racing League here in Azerbaijan. Noosa P2. Lufcon's going to bring home P3. And then we've got a fair gap. King Buzzo's bring home P5. Sets the fastest lap on the final lap. There's Alpha Blue. That is coming down to turn 3. Rainbow Road is going through Baby Ping Pong. Merge is a long way away as well. So there you go. FSK picks up the win, followed by Noosa and Lufcon picking up a podium. All helped by the fact we had so many DNFs today. But that just means it's good news for people who don't normally get points. They're going to get a nice haul of points like Alpha Blue. P6 for him. He might be a bit off the pace, but doesn't matter. He's finished the race. So Alpha Blue nearly losing it there. Rainbow Road's going to be coming across the line any moment now. Merge is going to be the next man after him. See if Merge can set the fastest lap. Decent result there for Mercedes, 3rd and 4th. Is he going to beat King Buzzo's fastest lap? That's his only question. He does. He's going to take home fastest lap. He'll be happy with that. So Alpha Blue, I don't think is going to have the pace to beat a 39.8. Could be wrong. I'm not wrong. There you go then. Exciting start to the race. Unfortunately, as with all Azerbaijan races, peter out towards the end. But still, decent results then. And we have a quick full rundown of the positions. There you go. So FSK taking the win from Noosa, Lufcon, Merge, King Buzzo, Alpha Blue, Rainbow. Although disconnected, whether or not he'll still be counted, not up to me. Roy, Delby, JJS, /LP, Jumboy, Billock, Necromanial, Pug, and last but not least is Pazanel. So there you go. Yeah, thanks all for being here for the Formula Racing League. We'll be back next week in Spain. Join us again, same time next week.